Hello guys, and welcome to part 14 of my Alonso career mode from Singapore, where just 8 points separate Lewis Hamilton and Fernando Alonso in the fight for the Drivers' Championship.
2008, Singapore has been a great Formula One success story. It was Formula One's first ever night race, taking place under these powerful spotlights, with the different coloured lights in the city surrounding the circuit. It definitely makes for a fantastic racing experience for both the drivers and for the fans.
It's certainly fantastic for the fans, but a huge challenge for the drivers. Racing at night is one thing, but on top of that, you're in amongst the barriers on an incredibly bumpy surface, not to mention the extreme humidity that drivers face. All of this makes it the most physically and mentally demanding race on the calendar.
This is the kind of track that eats rear tyres for breakfast, or so I'm told by more experienced drivers than myself.
No matter how good a driver is at managing their throttle application to limit rear slip, they can't always overcome a car that's inherently bad at looking after its rear tyres. Here we have a lot of low-speed corner exits, which means a whole load of energy, heat and tyre wear.
And, of course, as usual, we will be retiring from qualifying to start from 22nd on the grid.
Living under a rock, you might have seen reports of Nico Rosberg claiming he's going to win this weekend's race. But he was so confident he was claiming victory long before we arrived. Securing pole position for today's race, though, means he's very likely to be following up on those bold claims.
His work isn't done yet. He still needs to take the advantage of being on pole and turn it into a race win. As long as he has no mechanical issues and can stay out of trouble in that first corner, he could make this the perfect weekend.
A driver looking for a special milestone today will be Daniel Ricciardo. He'll be hoping he can collect his first race win of his career.
Since Daniel moved to Red Bull, this is what he would have been dreaming about. The chance to compete against the Mercedes, to get on the podium and ideally the top step. Surely that's what being a Red Bull driver is all about.
So here we are for the start of the Singapore Grand Prix. We've got 5 lights, lights out, and away we don't go. As usual, we wait 10 seconds before we eventually set off ourselves, as we do now. We've started on the prime tyres, so we're going to get the slower tyres out of the way first, and then hopefully, as long as we can get to around lap 10 or 11, it'll be options all the way. And now, during the second lap, we're going to make our first overtake of the race on Kamui Kobayashi for P21. But we don't get the move done straight away. He keeps up with us on the straight, but we eventually go around the outside of him and up into P21 now. And now coming to the end of the same lap, we are all over the back of Max Chilton in the Marussia for P20. And we get the move done, so we're up into P20. Next up is Jules Bianchi, and we're going to do a cheeky little dive bomb on him for P19. Next up, Esteban Gutierrez in the Sauber. Are we going to dive bomb him again? Yes, we do. We're now up to P18, and our next victim is Pastor Maldonado. Can we overtake him without crashing or getting crashed into? Yes, I think we can. We're going down the inside this time rather than the outside, and we get a very easy move done there for P17. And now we've got the master prick himself, Marcus Ericsson, for P16, and we get past the Caterham with considerable ease there. And now for P15, we are going to overtake Lord Sutil in the other Sauber, and we make the move stick before we even get to the corner. And now lap 5, we are overtaking Romain Grosjean for P14, and we hold it around the outside. That is a fantastic move from Alonso, and I think he kept it on the track as well. But now, I think that was a replay of the two Mercedes colliding, and I think that was Lewis Hamilton going for an overtake. Got an on-board shot here now, and well, that was a very risky manoeuvre he tried to attempt there, and it did not pay off for him. So, drama between the two Mercedes drivers. Hopefully we can take advantage of that later on in the race. But for now, we're going to focus on overtaking Hulkenberg for P12. And then shortly after that, we're going to be attempting to overtake on Daniel Kvyat for P11 in the Toro Rosso. We make the move stick. Next up, and again to the point, is Sergio Perez. And again, we overtook Romain Grosjean going around the outside there before. This time we use the inside line and make the move stick. And with a couple of other drivers making their first stops, we are briefly up into P5. Now at the end of lap 8, we overtake Kevin Magnussen in the McLaren for P4. And with the top 3 also pitting at the end of lap 8, we briefly move up into first place, which doesn't last for long, a little over a lap as we immediately get overtaken by Nico Rosberg.
You're much faster than the car ahead through sector 1, faster through sector 1.
Yeah, nice bullshit there, Jeff. But anyway, later on that same lap, we are under attack now from Lewis Hamilton, and despite our best efforts to hold him off, the superior grip he has on his fresher option tyres means we are powerless against him. He does brake check us there though for no apparent reason, but anyway, we won't say more about that. At the end of lap 10, we eventually make our first stop of the race to put on a set of option tyres. So hopefully now, from here until the end, we will do nothing but charge up to the back of the 2 Mercedes drivers and beat the pair of them. And we've clearly got some serious pace there as we are setting fastest laps during the second stint. And now with a couple of other drivers making their second stops on lap 14, we move up to P4, and shortly after that we are now attacking Valtteri Bottas in the Williams for P3. And we've got Lewis Hamilton who's made his second stop just behind us. But we will not worry about him for the time being because we still got Valtteri Bottas to worry about. And contact as we made between the 2 drivers. Did we leave Bottas enough room? We've got an onboard shot and 50-50 I think, to be honest. We could have left him a bit more room, but still. Anyway, I'll see what your opinions are after this race. But at the end of lap 17 now, we make our second stop of the race, put on another set of option tyres. And where are we going to come out? We're going to come out in P5. Yes, we pop out behind Ricciardo and in front of our teammate Kimi Raikkonen. And now lap 19, we set another new fastest lap of the race. And shortly after that, we are now attacking Daniel Ricciardo, brake very late and get the move done for P4. Next up is the other Red Bull of Sebastian Vettel as we set another fastest lap of the race there. And now coming to the end of lap 21, we can see that Vettel is making his presumably third and final stop of the race. And we also had Hamilton make his final stop on that same lap. And then 1 lap later, Rosberg makes his final stop. So now, I think at the end of lap 24, we'll be making our final stop as well. Will we? Yes, we did. And of course, another set of option tyres. So we've got a massive advantage now over the 2 Mercedes. They are on primes and we are on options. So let's go get them. Let's go win this race. But before that, of course, we have to worry about overtaking Sutil. A lapped car. Give a cheeky little nudge there and into the wall he goes. Should have got out of the way, you stupid idiot. But now, the end of lap 26, we set another new fastest lap of the race. And yeah, not too long after that, we are now onto the back of Hamilton on the start of lap 29. We're going to get the move done at turn 1, I think. Yes, we do. We're up to P2 now. We've just got Rosberg to worry about now. And are we going to pull the same manoeuvre 1 lap later? Yes, we've got the move done, I think, at turn 1 again. And that is both Mercedes disposed of. And of course, we pull away from them. And we are going to come around the last few corners now to win the Singapore Grand Prix. So, confirmation of the result, we beat Rosberg by 4.4 seconds, with Lewis finishing just under 5 seconds behind his teammate in third place. And in the Drivers' Championship, that means we have now retaken the lead again, 2 points ahead now of Lewis, with just 5 races to go. So, hopefully you enjoyed this episode, thank you for watching, and I will see you next time for the Japanese Grand Prix.